Hello, tonight our lesson is on area of triangles. So let's first start by talking about the area formula for a triangle. If we start with a basic rectangle, the area of that rectangle is equal to the base times the height, or it's equal to length times width. Those are the same thing. So sometimes you'll see length and width, but base and height are synonymous. So base times height is the area of a rectangle. Now, what if we take that rectangle and we draw a diagonal and then remove this top part and pull it away? We have a triangle. So we can see that the area of this particular triangle would be 1/2 of the base times the height. And that's exactly what the formula is for all triangles. All triangles are half of a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram with four 90-degree angles. If I take a typical parallelogram that has obtuse and acute angles like this, the area would be base times height. But if I cut that in half, let's say I drew a diagonal line like this, I would have a triangle, wouldn't I? And the area of that triangle would be the base times the height times 1/2, just like with the rectangle. So all triangles are actually half of a parallelogram. Okay, so here are the formula. Area is equal to 1/2 base times height of a triangle. Here you can see the base, and then the height is at a 90-degree angle to the base, to the highest point of the triangle. Some people like to refer to the area formula using this. They go base times height, and then they divide by 2. Okay, well again, this is the same thing. If you divide by 2, it's the same as multiplying by 1/2. And let's look again at how these triangles are half of parallelograms. So let me erase this and real quickly. Okay, I can demonstrate that this triangle is half a parallelogram. If I was to draw this triangle, a copy of it, and then attach it, I have a parallelogram. See, I just took a copy of this, put it over there. Same here. If I take this triangle, make a copy of it, put the edge against this edge, I have a parallelogram. All right, so now let's do some calculations. All right, here we have a triangle. Let's calculate area. So I'll use 1/2 base times height. Therefore, the area of this triangle would equal 1/2 times the base, which is 24 centimeters, times the height, which is 7 centimeters. Since we're doing nothing but multiplication, it really doesn't matter the order that we multiply these numbers. I'm just going to go ahead and go straight across. 1/2 times 24 is 12. And then 12 times 7 is 84. And notice that the units, I have centimeters multiplied by centimeters. That gives us centimeters squared. Area is always in squared units. All right, so that's our answer for this example. All right, here's another example. Pause the video, calculate the area, and then check your answer. Welcome back from pausing the video. Area is equal to 1/2 of the base times the height. The base of this triangle is 12 inches. And that's the little double mark means inches. And the height is 8 inches. Okay, so 1/2 times 12 is 6. And then 6 times 8. So the area is equal to 48 squared inches. How'd you do? Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now here we have a triangle that is an obtuse triangle. It has an angle that's more than 90 degrees. Right there. That's an obtuse angle. So look what happens to the height. When you have an obtuse angle in your triangle, the height then becomes an extension of the base and then a 90-degree angle to that base. This is the height. It has to be drawn outside of the triangle. Nevertheless, it is still the height. And we're still going to use the same formula. So we have 1/2, the base is 10 feet in this case, and the height is 6 feet. All right, 1/2 of 10 is 5, and then 5 times 6 is 30. So the area for this triangle is 30 square feet. Okay? All right, you try this one. Okay, again, we have an obtuse triangle. Pause your video and then restart it to check your answer. Welcome back from pausing the video. We have 1/2 of the base times the height. The base is 14 meters, right here. The height had to be drawn on the outside of the triangle because it's an obtuse triangle, so that height is 10. 1/2 of 14 is equal to 7, and then 7 times 10 is 70. So the answer is 70 square meters. All right, how'd you do? Okay, please try these three, and it'll be it. Okay, so here's number 1, number 2, number 3. It's a little mini quiz here. Pause your video, calculate the area for all three, and restart to check. Welcome back from pausing the video. For problem number 1, the base is 11 and the height is 4. So 1/2 of 11, inches times 4 inches. This case, I'm going to choose to go 1/2 times 4 because that will give me an even number, which is 2, and then I'll multiply by 11. So 11 times 2, this one equals 22, and it's going to be squared inches. Number 2, the base is 12, the height is 5. So 1/2 of 12 times 5, that's going to equal 6 times 5, which is 30, and the units are feet, so it's going to be squared feet. All right, how'd you do for that one? All right, finally we have this obtuse angle. So our base is 12 and the height is 8. So 1/2 of 12 times 8, that's 6 times 8, that equals 48, and it's squared centimeters. That's all for tonight. Read some books.